Okay, hello everyone and welcome to Pezzella's at-home isolation cooking classes. So we've started doing these little packs which comes with the 72-hour proof pizza dough. So this is about 220 grams, that'll make a nice little pizza. And then we have our mozzarella and our red sauce that we all use in the restaurant, so it should be just like your favourite Pezzella pizzas. So we are just going to make a little video for those out there who are a little bit hesitant to try and do this yourself, because when I first started I had no idea and YouTube was there to help me, so we're going to be here to help you through this. The first step is letting the dough proof. So I'm going to cut this open and I'm going to put the dough ball without interfering with it on a little bit of flour on a nice flat surface, and then we're going to come back to it in about an hour's time. Okay, so step one is using a little bit of flour and on a nice flat surface, I'm going to sprinkle some flour onto the bench, and then without cutting your cheese or your sauce open, we'll cut open the bag with the dough in it. Now this is going to be one, little bit fiddly, and two, the dough is going to be quite sticky. So now we want it to stay as round as possible. So let's get quite a bit of flour on the dough ball there because it's going to stick to our hands. So using the flour and trying to keep the dough ball nice and round. And actually, if you have a pizza scraper or a barbecue scraper, that would really help get this off, which I unfortunately do not have with me at the moment. Okay, so we're going to get that out, keeping it nice and round, put that on our floured surface. So I'm going to leave that now for, I did have it sitting out on the bench already for about half an hour, so I can tell it's already risen a little bit. So I'm probably only going to leave it for another half an hour and I'd say it's ready to go. But you'll know it's ready when it starts looking quite airy. Bubbles might start forming and it's just all around less dense than it looked when you first took it out. So I'll leave that for a while now and then we'll get started. Okay, so when your dough is ready to be kneaded out, it should be nice and light and airy. We're going to start by trying to get, first of all, an even crust around the whole pizza, but we're going to try and push all of the air out to the crust, which is what sort of defines a Neapolitan pizza. Really thin base, really light, airy crusts. So I would start from the center and work up, pushing the air, sort of massaging the pizza a bit, and then down, and then I'd go round to the left, and then round to the right. Don't want it to get stuck on the table, so I want to make sure both sides are really nice and floured. Trying to maintain a circle. And then I just keep pushing it out and around. So the center essentially will have no air left in it and all the air would have gone out to the crust. And then another trick as well is you pinch the crust, which makes it really nice and defined. And now this can get a bit tricky and it might not even be necessary depending on how proofed your dough is, because it might have stretched out easy enough just by doing that. But I would normally put my palm on the right side of the pizza, and I would pick up the left and I will slap it over my hand, which I know looks easy, but it is a little bit fiddly. And then I would rotate the pizza while I do it. So I'm gonna hold it down with my right hand, slap it over with the left, and go around in a circle, and that should slowly make your base larger and hopefully, fingers crossed, even at the same time. So once your base is about 10 inches, it's probably good to go. While I was waiting for that to proof, I got out my sauce and my cheese in a bowl ready to go. And I've got a tray here. I'm going to very gently pick up the pizza base with my knuckles underneath the base as support. And then I'm going to pop this down here onto the tray. Now, next we're going to do sauce. Spreading that nice and evenly across the whole pizza. Now, we do support you guys getting creative and making up your own pizzas, but please, no barbecue sauce. Just tomato. Okay, that looks about ready. Can never have enough sauce. Okay, that's good to go. And then I'm going to place my cheese evenly out onto the base. And now would be a good time as well to point out that if you plan on making something other than a margarita and you want to have other toppings, put them on first and then put the cheese on top of that. So then your cheese melts. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy. It's ready to go. And there is my margarita ready to go into the oven.
Okay, for everyone at home, we have the oven preheated to the maximum temperature. We have preheated the tray, and we are using a fan forced oven. Just be sure to have the oven on the highest temperature possible and preheated for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Alright, so now our pizza's done. There we are. You can see around the edge here, it's really lifted. Now what you're going to see at home, and what's different to what we get at the oven, is the crust itself won't spot in the same way just because the temperature isn't as hot as